What is up, camp counselors? That's right. You are among the elect. And I'm not even a Calvinist. The elect, the camp counselors, the people who were like, hells yeah, I want to have theology beer camp in flyover country. And you're part of flyover country, in a non derogatory sense. Because you actually are in a place in that area that has high quality beer and people. And you're one of those people. And here's the thing, if we're going to do this, we need to figure out, and you were at beer camp, how to bring the community element, the people element, the fun element to somewhere else. And that's why I said we got to have camp counselors. And that's what you are. You're going to be a camp counselor. Like, how many people, you probably thought to yourself, my camp counselor days are done. I probably hadn't been to summer camp in a while. This time, you're going to want to be there and get to be a counselor. And so, voila. It's like Christmas in August, because that's when it's going to be, in August. So here's the deal. In order to do this, and not like get a church to be like, oh, we're going to pay for y'all to come, and then we have to follow their rules. How are we going to do it where we can bring all the hype and day drinking and nerdiness and things to, to landlocked states? We're going to do it with camp counselors. So here's what we're going to do. There's going to be Nathan already made a list with this. So you can just go read it and check it off as we go along. And then if you have questions, put it in the little Google Doc, and then we'll answer them. But this is Tripp's version of what you're going to do. Here's what you need to do. You're going to have 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That's 14 days. And if you want to do it faster, if you want to be bigly about it, you can do it. If you don't, it'll be sad. But you need to find 20 people total. 20 people to be camp counselors. In order to be a camp counselor, what do? You're going to give them a link, a little secret link, and then they'll buy their ticket. We need you to get 20 people to get their tickets. This is called we aren't going to lose money when we plan our lives to hang out with you in the summer. And then you'll work on finding venue and all that kind of stuff. And 5 people to be volunteers. Oh, are these 5 people part of the 20? I don't know. It depends on if those people are paying or not. Because we need the people to pay, then we can buy our plane tickets, then we can work out all the details, and then I can tell Nathan and Pete, you're not going to lose money by going to do a beer camp, which is good. Now, personally, we're going to sell the shit out of the event on the internets. Pete and I like playing on the internet. We're going to tell anyone that's connected to us whatsoever that they should come. We're going to have 20 people who already are part of our camp counselors sending you social media stuff and all sorts of things so that you can invite and tell people. Because here's the goal. The goal is that at beer camp, people that are looking for a space, an environment, a community that resonate with the vibe, tasty beer, and a place to ask questions and seek to kind of own and live out their faith, that's their place. And in order to build that community without the 13, 14 people of the homebrewed entourage that live in LA that showed up, that's your thing. So we want to partner with you, me, Pete, Nathan, partner with y'all to bring that experience and that community to where you're at. So you'll get to 20 people or more. I mean, you can go ahead and have more. We don't want to tell people about this until it launches. We have a giant launch plan. It's probably in that Google Doc. You'll play along. Then you get the 5 volunteers. We need a chaplain of fermentation. This chaplain of fermentation is going to be the one working to secure high quality craft beverages, which I know you all understand the necessity of that. Would you want Pete and I doing all new material all around talking about faith and stuff, and it's high quality things, and then drink PBR? No, you don't want that. Do you want stale IPA? No. And I don't want malty IPAs either. And I know Flyover Country occasionally has these. But I know in your town that's not the requirement. Nonetheless, I trust you and your palates, kind of. I will accept you to mail me beers and let me taste them. It's called being a helpful friend. Nonetheless, camp counselors. So, you'll get the group. We'll get the people. And once you get to the 20, then we'll send you all the launch stuff. We'll have 2 weeks. 2 weeks, hopefully, March 1st to the 14th. People can say, oh, I want to know when tickets go on sale. So we'll be collecting email addresses. We'll all post stuff. And then when it goes on, it'll pop. In that 2 weeks, Pete and I are going to do Facebook Live stuff come out on the podcast. We'll send out emails. We'll be doing all sorts of stuff. You're like, whoa, people, you're going to be telling all these people. Yes, yes, yes. That's why the other main thing for you to think about in that time is helping find people in your community or groups you're connected to be sponsors. People that are going to pay for the beer and food and junk. We help find those. We'll be talking about them the whole time. And then we can all have a group hug of nerdy, slightly tipsy excitement together. The other thing, when you're sitting there saying, who are these 20 people? You want to get people who are going to be pumped. Because here's the thing. All of our camp counselors, on the Friday when we start, the event will start at 5 o'clock, happy hour. But that day, the camp counselors, we have camp counselor training. And I was talking with Pete today. I said, Pete, we have to do intense training for our camp counselors. And so there's only certain pedagogical situations in which you could learn to be a camp counselor. Namely, we need to go to a brewery near the venue and have lunch with everybody and taste that brewery's entire palette of beer. And Pete said, you should taste the entire palette of beer because I have to be the straight one and keep it together during the podcast. And I said, one of my spiritual gifts is tasting beer and keeping it straight. And so, pony up, Irishman. And I started taunting him. I may have said things that if we weren't friends could have been slightly offensive towards the little island he lives on. Nonetheless, he's a nice leprechaun. The point being, when you're talking to people about being camp counselors, you want people who, if someone comes by themselves, there are 18 people by themselves at the beer camp this summer. Those people are like, I want to make new friends. I want to connect people. I want to host. I want it to be awesome. Because in order for beer camp to kick butt, we're going to bring the party and the nerdiness, and you help build a community, and then y'all will have more friends when we leave. We'll have all had a good time. So get people who are like, oh, you mean I get to be a part of this? I'm excited. Get people who are like, oh, if I do this, then we get to go have camp counselor training. Because it'll be the only training that entire year everyone will enjoy. And the last part is, this is, you've played Yahtzee before. You know what I mean? Maybe you have. Last time I made a Yahtzee reference, I forgot what winning was. I don't know how many dice you roll, but I know that you win the most when you get all sixes. Right? Is that right, Nathan?
Yeah, that's a Yahtzee when you get 5 of the same.
5 of the same, see? Well, now, when I had the idea, and I was like, does anyone want to host? See, one of the little sixes was like, we shouldn't do sixes, that's Satan. One of the ones, because there's only one Lord in my heart, JC. 1 was right there because you were like, oh, we should bring it to our town. Then the next one was like, I was like, well, why wouldn't Nathan and I want to organize things to go drink in their town and build community and have fun and nerd out? Then another one when I was like, Pete, you know what you should do this summer? And he's like, you know what? I've been praying during my quiet times for an opportunity that our friendship could dig deeper. And what I really wanted was a week alone with you to read the Word and study it. And I said, but what if we did that while doing Theology Beer Camp in Flower Country? He said, I guess. If I have to talk to people in public and do this, just have Bible study, tutoring, and stuff with you, I'll do it. So then he said, so then there's another one. So now we're only missing 2 more ones. And that's basically y'all organizing junk. And then all the counselors bring in the his eat. And then we have Yahtzee. Yeah, I feel good. I was worried how that was going to go. But you know what I mean. Anyway, check the Google Doc. Make sure you ask us questions. And as we go along, as things get near, we have a whole host of different ways to make your life easy. Like check sheets. Oh, this is what I do. Nathan will be able to talk to you at any point about details. Most of the stuff for promotion and things, we will write it. We'll create graphics and all that kind of stuff. We're going to have a Tumblr account. So me and Pete, Nathan will all be posting junk in the Theology Beer Camp Tumblr. And then 2 of you will. So whoever is in charge of beer, your job is to do little pictures and little videos when you're at breweries. Oh, this is a brewer. And then you're like, hey, at beer camp, what's the best beer you make? Because we're going to have a giant battle of the town. We got to come up with a name for it. It can't be Town Beer Battle. Anyway, you think of that because one of the nights we're gonna have a battle and different breweries bring their best beer. So when you're there, you get a little video goes on the Tumblr. Start wetting people's whistle. Yeah. So anyway, we'll be like building it up, start having fun, build community as it gets closer, and it'll be a grand old time. And just think, the worst thing that could happen is we break even and spend 2 days drinking, and and Pete just needed a reason to do spiritual formation week with me, and as a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ, I always try to witness to people. And I don't know, I've never gone on a road trip with an Irishman. Have you, Nathan?
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, so basically what Nathan and I want to say is thank you for giving us an opportunity to go on a road trip with an Irishman. If I discover as many odd things about him on a road trip as I did when we lived together, then you'll have some new stories to hear before the end of beer camp. So yeah, thanks, and yeah, that's all I got. That's all I have. So until next time,